There is a secret the wealthy rarely share, not because they are hiding it, but because most wouldn't believe it if they did. The truth is simple. Wealth is not first earned, it is imagined. You become rich the moment you feel rich. The world outside you is only ever a mirror. It reflects what you truly believe within. This is why some people struggle for decades, working hard and staying broke. They believe in the struggle more than the success. They believe in limitation more than abundance. But here's the secret the millionaires know. It is your consciousness that draws wealth to you, not your labor. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Walk as though you already possess the bank account you desire. Speak with the confidence of one who is financially secure. Rest in the peace of knowing it is already done. Do not chase money. When you chase it, you affirm you do not have it. Instead, be still. Become the magnet. Money flows to the one who is already what they seek to become. Every assumption you accept as true begins to move the unseen forces of reality. You don't need to know how it will happen. That is not your job. Your only work is to construct the end result in your mind and to feel it real. Let others hustle and worry. You will imagine and receive. You are always creating. Every idle word, every casual thought is shaping your financial destiny. If you say, I can't afford this, then you have spoken your command. But if you say, all things flow to me easily, the world will rearrange itself to obey. So speak boldly, imagine vividly, feel abundantly. Your wealth begins not in the stock market, not in your job, not in your business, but in your assumption. This is the millionaire's secret. It is not money that makes the mind rich. It is the rich mind that makes the money come. Wealth does not begin in the bank account. It begins in the unseen realm of your inner world. What you hold in your imagination, what you entertain as true in your mind, eventually must take form in your life. This is a principle as certain as the rising of the sun. Every dollar you have ever earned, every opportunity that came your way, every investment that multiplied, it all had its beginning in the invisible thoughts you accepted as real. Most people look to their circumstances to decide what they are. They check their wallet, they read their bank statement, and from that they form their identity. But that is the great illusion. You are not what your wallet says. You are what you believe you are. And if you dare to believe you are already wealthy, even when the world gives no evidence of it, you have planted the seed of fortune. You must understand that imagination is not a child's game, it is the workshop of creation. It is the spiritual womb where the unseen becomes seen. When you imagine something with feeling, when you see yourself already living in abundance, already walking in freedom, already enjoying the ease that comes with wealth, you are moving yourself into the state that makes wealth inevitable. The world cannot resist the inner vision of one who refuses to break their assumption. But you cannot simply imagine once and forget. You must inhabit the state, you must live from it, you must speak from it, you must respond to life as if you already are who you wish to be. Do not say, one day I'll be rich. Say instead, I am already living in my wealth. That may sound strange at first, especially when your physical eyes show lack. But remember, everything seen was first unseen. Everything you now touch was once only a thought in someone's mind. So why would you trust your current conditions more than your imagination? Feel rich now, not next week, not when the check arrives, not when the loan is approved or the business takes off. Right now, in this moment. Close your eyes and see yourself walking into your dream home, paying for anything with ease, giving to others without fear. Feel the texture of the life you desire. That is where wealth is born. Not in the marketplace, but in the mind. The truth is, you are always imagining. Most simply imagine poverty, fear, and lack. They rehearse it over and over. I can't afford that. I never have enough. I'm struggling. And then they wonder why life doesn't change. They've been loyal to a vision of lack. But you can change your allegiance. You can decide right now to be loyal to a new vision, one of ease, luxury, and overflow. And here is the miracle. Once you persist in this inner wealth, the outer world must comply. It may come through unexpected channels. A new connection, a forgotten opportunity, a change in someone else's decision, all will conspire to match your inner state. This is law. So stop asking when money will come. Ask instead, what am I assuming about myself? If you feel rich, the world cannot stop your riches. If you feel abundant, you will be led to every opportunity, every idea, every resource you need to fulfill that state. The seed of wealth is already within you. The mind is the soil. Your imagination is the water. Your feelings are the sun, and when you nurture it faithfully, it cannot help but grow. The world may call it coincidence. You will know it as truth. You must feel rich before riches arrive, because the world is only echoing your own inner reality. Change the cause, and the effect must follow. The imagination is the beginning of all wealth. Believe it now, and you will see it. The most powerful truth you can understand is that wealth is not something that happens to you. It is something you claim. And you claim it not by the actions you take, but by the state you assume. To experience true financial freedom, you must first embody it in your mind and emotions. The moment you assume the state of wealth, truly feel it within yourself, you have already unlocked the door to it. This idea may seem paradoxical to many. After all, aren't we told that we must work hard, make smart financial decisions, and hustle to achieve financial success? Yes, those actions are part of the equation, but they are secondary to the power of assumption. You see, the world is governed by a law far more powerful than effort, the law of assumption. When you assume a state of being, whether it's wealth, health, or any other quality, you activate a force that begins to shape your external world to reflect what you have internally accepted as true. To assume the feeling of financial freedom means to live and think as though you are already wealthy. It's not just a mental exercise, it's an emotional one as well. Wealth is not just a number in a bank account. It is a vibration, a way of being, a feeling that permeates your entire existence. If you do not feel wealthy, regardless of your current financial situation, you are keeping yourself from experiencing the riches that are waiting for you. This is where many people get stuck. They look at their current circumstances, their bank account balance, their debts, their job, and they allow those things to define them. They say, when I have enough money, then I'll feel financially free. But that is not how it works. You must feel financially free first, and then the money will follow. The moment you step into the feeling of financial freedom, the feeling of abundance and ease, you are signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive. This is not a momentary thought. It's a shift in your entire consciousness. To assume the state of wealth means to think like the wealthy, speak like the wealthy, and most importantly, feel like the wealthy. It is the feeling of having no need to worry, no need to scramble for opportunities, no need to fear lack. It's the deep-seated belief that you are already provided for, that you are already living in abundance. To embody this feeling, close your eyes and imagine yourself living in your ideal life. Imagine the freedom, the ease, the luxury of knowing that you are financially free. Feel it in your body. Feel the peace, the joy, the gratitude that comes with that state of being. Allow that feeling to expand until it fills you completely. Do not wait for circumstances to change in order to feel this way. Feel it now. The power of this practice is that once you assume this state, you begin to attract the circumstances, opportunities, and people that align with your new internal reality. The key to wealth is not in the doing, it's in the being. Once you embody the state of financial freedom, the actions you take will naturally align with that state. Opportunities will present themselves, ideas will flow, and you will find that the resources you need are already available to you. The state of wealth will draw everything you need toward you. Assuming the feeling of financial freedom is the ultimate key to claiming your wealth. It is the secret that separates those who struggle with money from those who flow in it effortlessly. The moment you feel wealthy, you have already claimed the riches you desire. And the universe, which works in perfect harmony with your thoughts and feelings, will begin to reflect that assumption in your life. The state of wealth is not a future event, it is a present reality. Assume it now, and you will see the doors of financial freedom open before you. Money is not an object, nor is it something you need to chase. It is energy, an invisible force that flows to those who align with it. Too often, people believe that they must work tirelessly, hustle endlessly, and struggle to get money. They see money as something outside of themselves, something to be captured and seized, but this mindset is flawed. In reality, money is attracted, not pursued. The key to financial abundance lies not in chasing money, but in learning how to align with the energy of wealth. Think of money as a current of energy that flows through the world. Just like any other form of energy, it follows the laws of attraction. You cannot chase it in the same way you would chase after a person or an object. If you try to chase after money, you are essentially pushing against its natural flow. It becomes elusive, just out of reach. Money will always evade you when you desperately seek it because you are projecting a vibration of lack, of wanting something you believe you don't have. You must shift your perspective. Recognize that money is already available to you. It is all around you. It is simply a matter of aligning with it, vibrating at the same frequency, and allowing it to flow toward you. Money is not a scarce resource. The universe is abundant, and there is more than enough to go around. The only thing that prevents you from receiving it is your belief that it is not available to you, or that you must chase after it to make it yours. When you align with the energy of money, you shift your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. You stop seeing money as something you need to pursue or fight for. Instead, you see it as a natural flow that you can tap into. The more you align with this flow, the more money comes to you effortlessly. It's about being open to receiving, being willing to trust that the universe is always providing what you need at the perfect time. To align with the energy of money, you must first change the way you think about it. Begin by releasing any negative beliefs or fears about money. If you think money is hard to come by, if you feel that you are always struggling to get it, or if you believe that wealth is for others but not for you, you are not aligning with the energy of money. You are blocking it. Start by focusing on abundance in all areas of your life. Appreciate the wealth you already have, the love, the health, the opportunities, the relationships. When you focus on abundance, you invite more of it into your life. The more you feel gratitude for what you already have, the more you will attract. Money follows the energy of gratitude. When you are thankful for what you have, you signal to the universe that you are ready for more. Another way to align with money's energy is by cultivating a sense of ease around it. Wealth is not something you need to stress over. It is not something you need to force. Money is attracted to those who are at peace with it, those who understand that it flows easily when they allow it. When you stop worrying about how to get it or when it will arrive, you make space for it to come to you effortlessly. Trust the process and trust that the money you desire is already on its way to you. You must also recognize that money is a reflection of the value you bring to the world. When you focus on serving others, on providing value, money will naturally follow. Money is drawn to value, whether it's through products, services, or simply your presence. The more value you provide, the more money will flow to you. And as you focus on adding value, you will naturally find yourself in the right places, meeting the right people, and seizing the right opportunities. To align with the energy of money, let go of the need to chase it, instead become magnetic to it. Shift your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Trust that money is always available, always flowing, and always willing to be drawn to you. When you stop chasing money and start aligning with its energy, it will come to you effortlessly, just as all things that are meant for you do. The more you relax into the flow, the more it will flow to you. The energy of money will always be drawn to those who allow it to come naturally. Every moment of your life is an act of creation. Whether you realize it or not, you are constantly shaping your reality. Your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions are the architects of your world. The wealth you experience, both material and otherwise, stems not from the outside world, but from within you. It is born from the inner assumptions you hold, whether those assumptions are conscious or unconscious. We tend to think that our circumstances determine who we are. We look at the world around us and we assume that what we see is fixed and unchangeable. We believe that our wealth or lack of it is a direct result of external factors such as the economy, our upbringing, or the job market. But this is a misunderstanding. What we see in the outer world is merely a reflection of our inner world. And that reflection is constantly being created and shaped by our assumptions. Your inner assumptions are the key to everything. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are always assuming something about yourself, about money, and about life in general. If you assume that you are wealthy, that money flows easily to you, or that abundance is natural for you, then that assumption becomes your reality. But if you assume that you struggle with money, that it is hard to come by, or that you are not deserving of wealth, then those assumptions will also become your reality. The most powerful part of this truth is that you are always creating, whether you are doing so consciously or unconsciously. If you are consciously aware of your thoughts and assumptions, you can deliberately shape your reality. You can choose to assume abundance, prosperity, and ease, and the universe will reflect that back to you. But if you are unaware of the assumptions you are holding, if you are constantly thinking about lack, struggle, and limitation, then those unconscious beliefs will create a reality that reflects those thoughts. We are all born with a natural ability to create. As children, we imagined freely, believing that anything was possible. We created worlds in our minds, and those worlds felt just as real as the one we could touch. Somewhere along the way, we were taught to stop imagining. We were told that we had to be realistic, to conform to the limitations of the physical world. But this is not the truth. The truth is that your imagination is the most powerful tool you possess, and it is the source of all creation. The wealth you do or don't have is not determined by the world, but by your inner assumptions. If you hold an assumption that wealth is difficult to attain, that money is scarce, or that only certain people are worthy of abundance, then those assumptions will shape your reality. You will be unable to see opportunities for wealth, and the flow of money will be blocked. On the other hand, if you assume that wealth is natural for you, that you are deserving of it, and that it is easy for you to attract, then those assumptions will draw wealth to you. The power of assumption is that it works whether you believe in it or not. If you assume something, it becomes true for you. It's not about what is happening in the physical world. It's about what you are assuming to be true in your inner world. The world cannot give you what you do not believe you deserve. The key to unlocking the wealth that already exists for you is to change your assumptions. So how do you begin to create wealth consciously? The first step is awareness. Start paying attention to your thoughts and assumptions about money. What do you believe about wealth? Do you believe that money is hard to come by? Do you believe that you are not deserving of abundance? Or do you believe that money flows easily to you, that you are always provided for, and that wealth is natural to you? Once you become aware of your assumptions, you can begin to change them. Begin imagining the life you desire, seeing yourself already living in abundance. Feel the emotions of wealth, peace, ease, freedom. Allow those feelings to fill you completely. As you assume the feeling of wealth, your assumptions will shift, and your outer world will begin to reflect those new assumptions. You are always creating, consciously or unconsciously. The wealth you experience is a direct result of your inner assumptions. So take control of your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. Change the story you are telling yourself about money, and the world will change to match your new assumptions. The life you desire is already within you. It simply needs to be revealed through your conscious creation. The path to manifesting your desires often seems unclear because the world is fixated on the how. Everyone is searching for the secret formula, the step-by-step guide to making their dreams come true. But here's the truth. The how is not your concern. The key to unlocking what you truly desire lies in focusing on the end result, not the methods or processes. When you release the need to control how something will manifest and instead fully embrace the outcome in your mind, you align with the natural flow of the universe. The power lies in living from the end, not in worrying about how it will unfold. The majority of people are consumed by the how of their desires. They obsess over the actions they need to take, the strategies they must implement, and the steps they must follow. While taking inspired action is important, it is secondary to the more crucial step of aligning with the end result first. When you focus on the how, you are reinforcing the belief that you do not already possess what you desire. You are telling yourself that there's something missing, that you are not yet in possession of your goal, and that you need a series of actions to bridge the gap. This belief keeps you stuck in a cycle of lack. Detach from the how and shift your focus entirely to the end result. Imagine for a moment that you already have what you desire. What does that feel like? How does it change the way you walk, talk, and interact with the world? When you focus on the end result, you are stepping into the feeling of already having it. You are living from the end, not from the current circumstances or the steps needed to reach the goal. This shift in focus is powerful because it brings you into alignment with the feeling of success. It is the feeling, not the specific actions, that determines your results. The universe does not work in a linear way with a series of actions that must be performed in a specific order. Instead, it works in accordance with your inner state. When you feel as though your desire is already yours, you create the conditions for it to manifest naturally. Think of it this way. Imagine a painter who begins with the finished picture in mind. The artist sees the completed painting in their mind before they even touch the brush to the canvas. This vision is so vivid that it guides the entire process. The painter does not concern themselves with how to paint each stroke in advance. Instead, they trust that by aligning with the vision of the completed piece, the steps will unfold as needed. The same applies to you. Once you have the end result clearly defined in your mind, the universe will guide you in the most effortless ways to bring it into reality. Energy of abundance. Focusing on the end result also removes the feeling of urgency and desperation. When you are overly concerned with how and when things will manifest, you create an energy of lack and neediness. This contradicts the vibration of abundance that must accompany the manifestation process. When you live from the end result, you embody the certainty that what you desire is already yours. There is no rush because you already have it. This feeling of certainty is magnetic. It draws your desires toward you without struggle or force. This principle works in all areas of life, not just material wealth. Whether you desire financial success, a loving relationship, personal growth, or health, you must first imagine yourself already experiencing these things. See it clearly in your mind's eye. Feel it in your body. Act as though it is already done. When you do this, you shift your energy from one of lack to one of abundance. You align with the end result and allow the universe to work its magic. The how is not for you to figure out. The universe has an infinite number of ways to deliver what you desire, ways that you could never possibly predict or control. When you let go of the need to plan every step, you make space for the miraculous to occur. Trust that by living from the end result, everything will unfold with ease, and the how will reveal itself in the most perfect and surprising ways. Detach from the how and focus solely on the end result. Create the end result in your inner world first, and live from that place. In doing so, you will align yourself with the flow of the universe and allow your desires to come to you effortlessly. You are not creating by force, but by alignment, and that is where true power lies. Every word you speak is a powerful seed that carries with it the potential to shape your reality. The universe does not distinguish between positive and negative words. Whatever you speak, you plant into the fertile soil of your life. Your words are a reflection of your thoughts and beliefs, and they act as the blueprint for your future experiences. When you speak words of wealth, success, and abundance, you are sowing the seeds of these qualities in your life. On the other hand, when you speak words of lack, poverty, or struggle, you are planting those same conditions into your world. Words are not simply sounds or expressions. They are vibrations that carry energy. Every word you speak resonates with the frequency, and that frequency attracts similar energies into your life. If you speak of your financial struggles, if you talk about how difficult it is to make ends meet, you are reinforcing the belief in your mind that scarcity is your reality. Your words are affirming the lack that you are experiencing. By focusing on these negative thoughts and speaking them into existence, you are only perpetuating the cycle of poverty in your life. The opposite is also true. If you consistently speak words of abundance, prosperity, and financial freedom, you are planting the seeds of those qualities in your world. When you speak about wealth as if it is already yours, you are aligning your energy with the flow of abundance. You are making space for the universe to bring those things into your life. Wealth is not just a physical object. It is a state of mind. And your words are a direct reflection of the state of mind you choose to cultivate. The words you use have a direct impact on your subconscious mind. Your subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts what you tell it. When you speak about wealth, prosperity, and success, you are programming your subconscious to believe that these qualities are part of your reality. The more you speak of these things, the more your mind begins to accept them as truth, and the more your external reality begins to shift to match your inner belief. It's not enough to simply say the words. You must believe them with every fiber of your being. When you speak of wealth, speak it with confidence and conviction, as though it is already yours. The energy behind your words is just as important as the words themselves. When you speak with certainty, the universe responds by bringing those desires into your life. On the other hand, if you speak with doubt or hesitation, your words lose their power. You must speak only what you wish to manifest, and you must do so with full belief that your words are already shaping your reality. Another important aspect of speaking your desires into existence is consistency. Just as a seed needs time to grow, so too do your spoken words need time to manifest. You cannot speak words of wealth one day and words of lack the next and expect the same results. To truly plant the seeds of abundance, you must be consistent in your speech. Every day speak words that affirm your desire for prosperity, and every day watch as the universe begins to respond to your consistent energy. This does not mean that you should ignore your current reality or pretend that problems do not exist. Acknowledge your present situation, but do not dwell on it. Speak of your current circumstances with the understanding that they are temporary and that change is on the horizon. By focusing your words on the future you desire, you begin to shift your energy away from lack and toward abundance. The power of your words extends beyond just what you speak about wealth. It applies to every area of your life. If you want to manifest love, health, or success, the same principle applies. Speak only of what you wish to experience. Speak of yourself as healthy, successful, and loved, and those experiences will begin to take root in your life. Speak of your desires as if they are already happening, and you will create the conditions for them to manifest. Your words are one of the most powerful tools you have for creating your reality. Speak only what you wish to manifest, and be mindful of the seeds you are planting with every thought and every word. The universe is always listening, and it is ready to bring your desires into fruition when you align your speech with your deepest desires. So, speak abundance, speak wealth, speak success, and watch as those words begin to take root and grow into your reality. In conclusion, the path to manifesting your desires and achieving the wealth and success you seek begins with the realization that you are the creator of your reality. Every thought, assumption, and word you speak plants a seed in the fertile soil of your life. By focusing on the end result, assuming the feelings of financial freedom, and speaking only what you wish to manifest, you align yourself with the abundant flow of the universe. You no longer chase after your desires, but instead you draw them to you by living from the end and trusting that everything you need will unfold in perfect timing. Your words and inner assumptions are the powerful forces that shape your world. By consciously choosing to speak wealth, believe in your own abundance, and trust the process, you begin to unlock the doors to your true potential. Thank you for taking the time to listen. May you go forth with a renewed sense of power and purpose, knowing that your desires are already on their way to you. Stay mindful of your thoughts, words, and actions, and trust that the universe is always conspiring in your favor.